What's up, guys? My name is Bryan Carreto. I'm a US CPA based out of Mexico City, and on this channel, I teach you accounting, audit, and everything it takes to be an awesome CPA. All right, today I got a question over on TikTok, and they're asking how to speak more professionally. Maybe you're more senior in your career, or you're coming out of college, and you don't really know, especially when it comes to public speaking, when it comes to meetings, or just speaking professionally overall. And looking back at my career, I think there's really four main key things that I've done throughout my career to be able to speak more professionally. And believe me when I tell you, it's something that I continue to work on, and it's something that I'm always going to be working on. But the first thing I did that really had an impact on how I speak, how I present myself in meetings, especially when you're in front of a board of directors, or you're in front of an audit committee, or you're just giving a presentation in general. I think the number one thing is reading books. As you guys can see, I don't know, somewhere, like I have some books over there. I have some books lined up over there. I have books everywhere. I'm always on my Kindle, especially right before bed. And here's what I tell people. The number one thing I did to start reading much more often and very consistently and frequently is that I just tell myself, I'm going to read one page every single day. Everybody, I don't care how busy you are, you can read one page a day of whatever book you want to, just to get in the habit of reading. And sometimes I literally just read one page and I just knock out, and I think it's a really good way. It's like a natural melatonin. Like, reading will literally put you to sleep, especially if you're tired. So I just tell myself, I'm going to read one page a day. And I usually get to that. I usually always read one page. And sometimes there's days where I read 20 pages because I'm just so into the book and I'm reading. I just can't put it down. And again, some days I read one, some days I read 20, some days I read 3, some days I read 5. It really just depends on the day and how tired I am. But for the most part, I always read one page. And that somehow has helped me just read so many books in the past 5 years that have, I cannot tell you how much. And it's so funny that reading, and then, I don't know, this is a whole side tangent, but I love making YouTube videos because on TikTok, like, I feel like sometimes I have to make it a little short, but on YouTube, I feel like I could just go on tangents and hopefully you guys get some value from it. But I don't even know what I was saying, and I'm not going to cut this out because I don't edit my videos, especially not these. But I feel like reading has, even if I just read a book and I read the whole thing and I get literally one sentence from it of, hey, this literally impacted me like on a level that I can't even think of, that has just like changed my life drastically, I think it was worth reading that book. And sometimes I think like people undervalue that. I think if there's one little sentence, one phrase, one comment you can get from an entire book, I think it was worth the read. So, but then again, I think reading in general overall, like I said, I think it helps you articulate your thoughts. I think it helps you think. I don't know what reading does. I haven't looked into the studies on what reading does, but I can tell you and I can attest to the fact that reading has absolutely, without a doubt, changed my life. So start reading. Just make a habit. Pick up a book. After you stop watching this video, pick up a dang book and read one page. I promise you, just commit to one page a day and it'll absolutely change your life. Second thing I would do, public speaking. Any single opportunity, especially if you're in college, join a club, join something, join an organization. Even if you're a professional and you're outside of college already, join an organization, join something where you're going to be asked to talk in front of people. I can't tell you how many things I've volunteered for, I've participated in. I remember, I went to the Alpha convention in I think it was last year, 2023. And I got to speak in front of I think there was 2,000 or 3,000 people in attendance at the dinner. That was probably one of the most I can't begin to articulate how cool I felt or how it felt to just speak in front of that many people. But I've been doing that for so many years now that I've just gotten comfortable with it. And it did feel really good to get a lot of compliments after that speech I gave, and just being able to talk in front of that many people eloquently, being able to articulate my thoughts. Because don't get me wrong, I was so nervous, but just doing it so frequently and often really helped me during that moment. And I think just volunteering over the past 10 years of my career in certain organizations, when it comes to meetings, I always volunteer to speak. I always put myself in a position to do public speaking. And although at the beginning it might be really, really daunting, and believe me when I tell you, I don't think even me, I'll ever get over being nervous in front of people. But believe me when I tell you, the more you do it, the more you will get comfortable with it. And I think putting yourselves in that situation on your own, volunteering for it, is much better than you being put in the position and then you don't necessarily rise to that expectation. So anytime you're able to public speak, any opportunity you get, whether professionally, personally, volunteer for it and speak in front of everyone. This next one, and it's funny, when I was I don't really script my videos, but I just kind of jot down what I want to hit on. I would talk to everyone. And what I mean by this, and let me tell you how, and I'll get into, again, I love YouTube because I just talk. One thing I absolutely love is I just talk to everyone. And I can't tell you how much talking to everyone, when I mean everyone, how much that impacted me professionally. It's made me such a better salesman. It's made me, talking to everyone has made me just such a better, when it comes to my interpersonal skills, I'm just more lively. And obviously, maybe it does a little bit have to do with my natural personality. But that being said, that was cultivated. I could have definitely not exposed my gifts to the world as far as being able to really, really hone down and make them better. Although, yes, I am naturally inclined to talk to people, but it's still very difficult for me too. Don't think that it comes easy, but I have definitely cultivated a skill where I can just talk to everyone and anyone. And how I did this, looking back at my life, and mainly, whatever, maybe I was like sometimes like, whatever, you're a younger guy, so you try to talk to girls sometimes or whatever, but one thing I definitely did when I was younger, and it's funny now that I'm cognizant of I did that, I'm so glad I did it, is that, like, let's say, for example, I was at Target or Trader Joe's, and I was like, someone was helping me, like a customer service person. I would literally just ask them, like, hey, how are you? How's your day? And we would just start a small conversation. Again, I expected nothing from it, and that's why it's not weird if you do it with someone usually in customer service, because they're kind of expecting, like, they're helping you out, so they kind of have the expectation of, yeah, there's going to be a conversation here. And that's really what I did. Every single person I came across, I talked to them, or I would give sometimes random compliments to people. And I can't tell you how much that helped me get out of my shell a little bit. It helped me really cultivate the skill of being able to talk to people. So the next time you're at your grocery store, next time you're just running errands, you're at the gym, you're doing something, just talk to people, man. I firmly believe, especially when it comes to your interpersonal skills, if you don't lose it, you're going to lose it. I firmly believe that, especially when it comes to being social. So when you're in a social, again, I'm not telling you to go up to random strangers. I'm saying I think the best place to do it, especially if you're at the supermarket, Target, or wherever you're at, if you're in a setting where it's going to be something that it's expected that you're going to talk to someone, make a conversation with them. Start building this skill. And I promise you doing this consciously, but at the same time with no expectation, when you're then given, hey, you're going to lead this meeting. Hey, we're going to put you in front of this prospect. Hey, you're going to lead this, this audit committee meeting. Hey, we have a planning meeting with the whole team. We want you to take lead. When it then comes to those situations, I promise you, everything you did leading up to that will help you really crush that next event that you have. And I'll share something that is maybe very personal, but the way I met my girlfriend and the absolute love of my life is I literally went up to her randomly. And I really feel that when she was just parking her car, I literally was like, hey, how are you? You're cute and I think you're great. And it's probably till this day been the biggest blessing of my life that she's come into my life. And I wouldn't have met her and I wouldn't experience the beautiful times that we have together if I wouldn't have gone up to her. And I really think building my social skills, these 32 years of my life, helped me really crush that moment and do very, very well. Because even she tells me to this day that I think the thing that she was attracted to me the most with is my confidence and how I talked to her and how I just came up to her and it was just a normal conversation, even though I really didn't know her too much. Obviously, I was a gentleman. I was polite. I was respectful, but I just started a conversation with her. And again, it's been one of the most beautiful things that has ever happened to me. And I think it's funny how opportunity or success or whatever they say, luck meets opportunity meets preparation. That was that moment of hey, I'm good with people. I've built this skill because I talk to everyone, and professionally, I feel really confident in myself, and I was able to talk to her, and now things are great. So that's just one example of how doing the work so many years and leading up to a moment. It's funny how these moments of success that you have all of a sudden, it's not just that moment, it's years and years and years and years of work and grind and everything you put into it. Because believe me when I tell you, there are plenty of instances where in that particular situation, I have flopped, whether it's in a business meeting, whether it's something personal, it's something that maybe I didn't do as well. And I put myself in those situations to get to a moment of success in my life. And the last thing that obviously some people, this may be relevant to some people, maybe some people not. I would start creating content. And again, you don't have to post it. It doesn't have to be accounting. It can be whatever you want. But I think posting content on YouTube, TikTok has really helped me articulate my thoughts. Because believe me when I tell you, it's not as easy to just like talk into a phone or a camera. But I feel like the more I do it and the more I'm comfortable doing it, the more it bleeds into my professional life and it helps me much more. So again, maybe you create a YouTube channel, but you keep it private and you never post these videos and you just kind of document your life. That's cool too. You don't have to post it, but I recommend, hey, share your life story, share what you're going through, because I promise you someone else will resonate with that. And in turn, maybe you don't make any money off it, maybe you do, but in turn, it'll make you an overall better person, a better professional, and it'll help you articulate your thoughts much more. When it really comes down to actually performing, you'll be able to do it. So I hope you guys got some value from this video. If you did, smash the like button below. Until next time, peace.